Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a man that face shot his baby mama with a rifle the day after finding out she was pregnant. October 6, 2021, Houston police were dispatched to a shooting just after 6:50 in the morning. Arriving on scene, they find a woman laying in the middle of the street with a hole in her face. She was dead, and unknown at the time, she was 4.5 weeks pregnant. A witness told investigators he was driving down the street when he saw a white truck with its hazard lights on, noticing the rear left tail light hanging by a wire. He saw a male and a female arguing and continued to slowly drive past with his windows down when the female hit the back of his vehicle, asking him to call the police. A moment of hesitation ended when the witness looked back, seeing the man holding a rifle. He made the choice to continue driving, not knowing that woman's life would soon end. Investigators spoke with a neighboring witness who stated he was getting ready for work when he heard a male and female loudly arguing. The witness was walking to his vehicle when he saw the couple standing in the street next to a white pickup truck. That's when the man raised the rifle and fired into the woman's face. Her body immediately collapsed in the street as the shooter stood over her, looking down as the blood rushed from her head, soaking the concrete before he got into the truck and drove off. Another neighboring witness had called 911 as she watched the couple argue from her home window. She was on the phone with 911 when she saw the man fire the rifle and the woman dropped to the ground. She described the white truck as having a black front right panel, and the same truck would be seen on surveillance video from a nearby store just after the shooting. Investigators now observing the body, the woman had long blonde braids that were now stained by blood. A tattoo reading "Don't Quit" was located on her right forearm, and a .556 shell casing was by her body. The shell casing being consistent with ammunition fired from a rifle. 8.5 hours later, Houston police responded to a delayed kidnapping report. The family stated 25-year-old Kavannah Smith had been kidnapped by her boyfriend and was missing since earlier that morning. They described her as having long braided hair and a tattoo on her forearm reading "Don't Quit." It was at that time the family was notified she'd been found and she'd been killed. Through tears, the family provided the address of Kavannah's boyfriend, identifying him as 25-year-old Quan Maine Boyd, who went by the name Quan. Kavannah's car was found outside of his home, and the family stated he drove a white Chevy pickup truck. Screenshots of text messages Kavannah sent to her sister and friend were also provided to the police. The text messages began at 6:42 in the morning when Kavannah sent a pin location to her sister stating, "I'm at this location getting my money if anything happens to me." The location was the intersection 500 feet from Quan's address. At 6:44, Kavannah called her friend, but all her friend could hear was wind and a faint voice before the call ended. That's when Kavannah texted her saying she's been kidnapped. Her friend replied, "Why are you playing? Stop playing with me." To which Kavannah said, "I'm not. I'm in the back of Quan's truck." The conversation would continue with her friend saying, "Man, what the fuck he kidnap you for?" And Kavannah replying, "He got my money and don't want to give it to me." Her friend would respond back with a series of texts, but she'd never receive a response. October 8th, 2 days after Kavannah was murdered, a medical examiner confirmed her identity, ruling her manner of death as homicide and cause of death as a gunshot wound to the right cheek, fired at close range. That same day, her mother would provide investigators with an ultrasound picture that was taken the day before Kavannah's murder, confirming she was 4.5 weeks pregnant at the time of her death. The next day, a murder warrant would be issued for Quan Maine. 15 days had passed since Kavannah was killed when investigators searched Quan's home. Several Walgreens prescriptions addressed to Quan were found on the nightstand in his bedroom, and inside of the nightstand was a receipt from a sporting store. On September 15th, a 9mm Taurus G2C pistol was purchased, along with 9mm and .556 ammunition. A green greeting card was then found on the bedroom dresser with Quan's name written in black Sharpie on the corner. Inside the card it read, "Quan, I know this isn't what we expected, but we are expecting. Next to the card lay 2 positive pregnancy tests and an envelope with an ultrasound picture. It's understood that Kavana broke the news to Quan, who didn't want the baby. Confident she could raise the baby alone, Kavana went to Quan's in an attempt to get the money he owed her when Quan snapped. At this time, Quan is on the run from a capital murder warrant for the shooting death of Kavana Smith, with wanted photos being shared across social media. It's unknown if he'll face charges for his alleged unborn child who died as a result, but due to the fact that he's facing capital murder, that also means he's facing capital punishment, and Texas is fast when it comes to executions. Now this is a sad one, and I literally just did a video on a woman shooting her baby daddy in the face after a physical altercation. To hear the roles reversed in this situation, he shot her the day after she showed him that she was pregnant. I mean, she presented it in a card. You can tell she was excited about it. He didn't want the baby. He wanted nothing to do with her, I'm assuming. I don't know if they were in a relationship or if it was like a side thing. He wasn't trying to settle down with her. Whatever the situation was, she went to his house by herself before 7 in the morning. I don't know why she would go by herself unless she felt he wasn't a threat. But then he somehow kidnaps her, placing her into the truck. She's able to text. For whatever reason, they pull over, they get out, they start arguing again. He takes out a rifle and shoots her in the face. The amount of evidence in this case is overwhelming, and the fact that he's still on the run is not a good sign. I like to break down cases from every angle. I can't think of a defense for him. I can't think of anything that he would be able to say. And obviously, we don't know if the baby was his because no DNA test was done. It seems like it was his. Everyone was under the assumption that it was his, which means he allegedly killed a woman with his own baby inside. Now, I'm not sure of how early on she was in the pregnancy. He'll still be charged with an additional murder, but I mean, you can bet that U.S. Marshals are looking for him right now. And unless he shoots it out, I mean, they found his truck. They haven't found him. They haven't recovered the gun. According to the receipt, he has a 9mm in his possession. He may still have the rifle in his possession. We'll see what happens. Either he's gonna shoot it out or he's gonna get caught. But either way it goes, I guarantee he isn't getting away with it. It's 1090J. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. Till next time.